Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hi there, welcome back.
So we just got done with a second round of meditation mantras, trying to see what they want us to get to you as far as the guides. And we do have many guides. Well, do you have an idea? I mean, I know a while ago you were saying there was 30-something of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, that's probably, well, between the two of us, there's easily more than 100 that come in and out and work with us.
Right. And some of them are beings that you would never have heard of before because they're, I don't want to say like non-historical beings, people that are not necessarily in history books or myth and folklore, legends, things like that. But some of them are as well. But what came across was what is happening right now is so many people are getting basically a full frontal assault attack. So much so that it's almost mind-boggling the scope of it. People that are just going through trying times right now and kind of recognizing that this actually feels like spiritually a warfare attack.
It very much is, and we have to preserve or conserve our energy. We can't just go out and spin our tires on things that are not worthy of us, because we all have a mission. And if you're listening to this channel, you have a mission, you have something you need to do, and you need to protect yourself.
Yes. And so, the attack is being led by these dark forces because we're getting closer to them as far as the vibrational frequency range that they normally inhabit, which we could view as the lower astral realm. And for those of you that have done any studies into Tibetan Buddhist meditations, it's fascinating to see the Buddhists have, well, they've painted a picture of so much of the astral plane that it is fascinating to get into. They've really documented so much of this vast territory. And of course, so many others as well, like the works of Robert Bruce. If you ever read Astral Dynamics, and I know he's followed up with a couple other books, probably more recent since that one came out many years ago, 20 or more years ago, talking about the astral plane. And then, of course, we have the Western mystery tradition and Kabbalah, which talks all about it as well. So as part of this ascension, you're going to be able to reach out and touch literally and to see beings that were before kind of invisible to our plane of existence. But also, they're going to be able to reach out and touch us a little bit easier too, in some ways. So we have to really be keeping our guard up, not allowing ourselves to be pulled into the drama. Always rise above the fray. When I see like negative comments that are trying to stir the pot, I just delete them. If they're really negative and nasty, I just get rid of them. Or if people like want to get you off in a certain track, I won't go that route where I used to in the past. I used to try to answer every question and go down every argument. We can't do that because we will deplete ourselves. You will deplete yourself as well. So, when people, and this is exactly part of the teachings of Yeshua too. Somebody slaps you on one cheek, turn the other cheek. So if they're trying to tempt you, and he also said that basically temptation, you could commit adultery in your mind, so to speak, or commit a sin in your mind without actually physically carrying it out, because everything is consciousness and everything is energy. If you start going down a negative road, you're changing your frequency. And that's all they really want, is they want to change your frequency. They want to keep you there with them. Mm-hmm. They want to grab you by the legs and not allow you to rise up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, when do you recognize when you're being taken for a ride? How do you realize that, somebody's just trying to lower your vibration? What do we do to bring these things to our attention so that we don't deplete ourselves? And one of the things that I do is I do this thing that's called gray rock. If I have somebody trying to get a rise out of me or trying to upset me, I give them nothing. I give them a boring gray rock. I don't give them any details. I don't give them anything that would, you know, cause them to come back with more questions. I just don't have time for them. I just don't. So I don't give them any of my time because I want to spend my time with you guys. I want to spend my time helping you guys reach your highest potential.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to pick and choose our battles, and some battles are being laid out just to pull you into a lower frequency. This is part of the whole thing, and I think we have enough discernment now to immediately know. Like there'll be some emails that come across, and Cindy knows everything. I mean, she could tell you, okay, well this person's on Provigil, okay, this person's on Adderall, this person's on this person's on that. She knows, you know, it's like, and or she could tell, okay, they're being distruthful, they're being dishonest. Uh-oh, this one we have to get in right away.
Yeah.
You know, let's start 2 hours early. Let's put the alarm on because this is serious. Or even, you know, stop on the side of the road sometimes and have a session with somebody because you could feel how serious the problem is. But this is part of discernment. We have to really open up and fine tune those abilities of discernment. So much of what's going on is caused by these draco-reptilian dark AI energies that have infiltrated society completely, penetrated it to the core. And, you know, in many cases, there is technology flowing through veins that does have the ability to influence us.
Oh, absolutely. They do have that ability. So we need to start getting to the point where we can recognize that, and fast too, not just, you know, go down this road and see where it takes you. No, recognize it quickly because it's really important right now. You know, too many of you are having a hard time, are struggling, and it doesn't need to be that way. So, what I got from the guides today is to talk to you guys about, when do you know you're dealing with somebody who has just a little too much reptilian?
Yeah, or they're under the control of them. And if you're not ready for that, you know, it can pull you down too. You know, there's circumstances that we know of that, you know, people are in living circumstances where they need to get out of them. Now, you know, I'm one that I've listened to the voice, even when it's left me with just whatever I could pack into what was my Toyota Yaris at the time, which is a tiny little car, and just hitting the road with $300 in my pocket and only clothes and a few books. And leaving like a house, leaving, you know, nice things behind because the situation wasn't right in any way, whether it was relationship, whether it was work, whether it was even just being around some people, because some people will open up doorways, and we've talked so many times about doorways that can be opened, P H A R M A, which so much of the population is under the sway of. That opens doorways and shuts down pathways. So it opens doorways to the dark energies, and it also shuts down your innate abilities and lowers your frequency. And we've met so many people that, again, we know exactly what they're under the influence of, because they might not be able to feel the energy, they might not be able to focus, they have no clarity. You know, break 6 dishes when washing 8, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Things like that, because they don't even know what they're doing anymore. They're halfway zombified because of the system and because of these dark energies. So a lot has been put into our religious traditions to get us afraid. You know, like Satan or Lucifer himself, right? There's only one reference to Lucifer. And, you know, again, that is an apparent mistranslation, but then everybody thinks Lucifer, fallen angel, dark, da da da. Again, this is part of that whole conditioning when, again, light bearer, light bringer. So they want you afraid of the light. They want you afraid of gnosis. Light is information. They want you in the dark. Just trust them. That's it. Trust this guy on the screen right now. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, most people do. And that's a travesty, but it's true. So this is the one masquerading as your angel of light, which gives you the control system that's all around us in the form of politics. Monetary system is completely theirs. But politics as well, mainline religions, and of course, the whole MEDICAL system. So how do you know when you're dealing with a benevolent being? You feel it when you have your pineal gland open, when your kundalini has been activated. Nothing is hideable. They really can't hide it. You know it. You can sense it. So like with Cindy and I, we know automatically when something is malevolent or benevolent. It's immediate. Absolutely immediate, because also we've felt both, and we feel both. Really, on an absolute every single day basis, we feel the positive beings and the negative.
Mm-hmm.
So besides the personal ones, of which I have many from past lives that are still with me, which you wouldn't know. Some of the ones that we call on a daily basis, every single day, is the Yeshua, which is the being that most would know as Jesus. And again, Jesus is the Latinized version of Jesus, which is the Greek version of Yeshua. Lakshmi and Ganesha, which are, again, these are from the Hindu pantheon. But that's from a human perspective. These beings are much bigger than that. And they're very, very real. And Ganesha is known as the remover of obstacles. And Lakshmi blesses with abundance of all sorts, but from our point of view, love, really, and most definitely a warm, loving being. Ganesha's mantra, Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha Sharunam Ganesha, will open up your Kundalini flow by getting the root chakra strong and activated and starting that Kundalini flow. And this is a representation of the goddess Isis, who is in reality a collective, an ascended collective of the divine feminine. And this is a representation of Thoth, who is really the embodiment of wisdom, and a very high level being, as well as Archangel Gabriel, who I have worked with or been under for multiple lifetimes. And actually an angel of Gabriel's comes by us on a regular basis, and really the last 2 nights in a row. And that angel, by the way, was human not too long ago, as humans can be angels. And in reality, as we've said many times, who are the fallen angels? Well, they just don't know who they are, but they're walking the planet right now. Kuan Yin, a beautiful goddess of compassion and love. And Tara, which is another wonderful goddess of love and compassion. So when you feel their energy, and there is many more too, but when you feel their energy, it has nothing to do with this. I mean, it's polar opposite. It is just like the way to us sensing the energy, it's as if you're looking with your own 2 eyes and you're seeing either that, or that. And it's just so easy to tell, who is out there for the good, the greater good, and who's out there for their own good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's really difficult when we come across these ones here, because I just need to crawl out of my skin. I almost can't contain myself because I know what I'm dealing with and I know what their intentions are, but in this world, I know a lot of us, we have to deal with things because that's the nature of reality. But boy, oh boy, it can be painful dealing with this. So I just do it as little as possible.
One of our missions is to get people to look past their dogmatic tendencies and traditions, and to recognize that on the higher planes, The benevolent beings, they're not at war with each other. These beings work with each other. They help each other. They help us. This is out of the benevolence of their own hearts. They're in service to light. They're in service to the greater good. They're in service to the true big G, the prime creator, the ultimate source.
Mm-hmm.
They are not at war together. That's a human construct that's been given to us from the dark influences.
Mm-hmm. It sure has. It's a shame, but it's what's going on, and our job is to help enlighten you so you can find your own path.
Yeah. So we just wanted to let you guys know, most definitely there is an increase in the attacks on light workers, on starseeds, on agents of peace and agents of positive change right now. So you're not alone, because so many people are going through this right now, and many people are reaching out to us, and even people that have really good practices every single day,
Yeah.
really strong practices spiritually. The attack is on a very, very high level right now. And again, it's because they know their time is short.
Yep, that's right.
So thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.